Hi everyone, it's Ro Klein and welcome back to another movie of the week. And this movie this week was City Lights from 1931, so if you haven't watched it, watch it now. If this is your first time movie of the week, what I do is I talk about a movie here, you guys comment below your thoughts. At the end of every video I see the movie for next week. So you're probably wondering what these are. I just got my COVID booster and my flu shot, so probably just doing a little bit of these. So that's what it is, nothing serious. Anyway, so another Charlie Chaplin movie. This is already our third one, and this is the only first year. So I am a huge Charlie Chaplin fan, and yeah, I just, for multiple movies of the week, just wanted to show his films. And this was still 1931, like talkies, talking films kind of became a thing, but Charlie hasn't transitioned yet. I think like really his only talking film was like The Great Dictator, which we did do, but he didn't like transition like the rest of the Hollywood because his films make more sense as not talkies, I guess, and that's kind of probably why like kind of like his filmmaking kind of died a little bit after that. Don't have all the facts here and don't want to say something that's too incorrect or not historically accurate. So, but that's basically the gist of it all. The reason why I like Charlie Chaplin so much is because of the like body language of the acting, because especially in a time when, you couldn't talk, it's really all visual. So he was very good at humor visually, and that's why it didn't really, once talkies happened, everyone just wanted to listen to talking films. And I feel like in comedic movies nowadays, it is just all talking, like it's, humor with the talking, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I wish there was more like body language and like funniness with that, and maybe that's something one day I can bring back. But it's just like what he was able to do, and like his knowledge of like seeing a scene and being like, what can I do that's funny here, is just like unbelievable. And I think it's like another level and before his time, and he's actually probably like really smart. Maybe he has a high IQ, I don't even know, but that's why I Charlie Chaplin, I think he's just like so smart. And like he was like acting in his own films too, which like I forgot how he got into acting. There is like that Chaplin movie with Robert Downey Jr., but I don't know. Also, something Charlie Chaplin does with a lot of his films is it's a lot of like very like not like easygoing topics. They're actually like very serious and important topics, but he does it in like a very like soft and delighted way where he like doesn't like make it like too much, and it's actually easy to watch. And like that's the thing I talk about with films, like film teaches you things, and I think films that like sometimes even do a better job is when they teach you things and you're not even realizing what you're teaching or learning. And so it's just, I think Charlie does a great job with that. And I feel like only The Great Dictator, because it's just such an important topic, that he was really like straightforward, like this is why, like this is this, but like this, it's kind of like lesson, like you don't realize it, it's not like upfront and is clear, but like it still leaves you with a feeling. So this Charlie Chaplin film, kind of the topics it deals with is like homelessness and class, and also like depression and alcoholism, and then also disability, because it had someone who was blind in it. All Charlie Chaplin films, I feel like there's like a love interest that he ends up with, which is so crazy. Sorry, Charlie, but he always has that in all his films. I feel like there's always like dancing scenes in his films, which this one I feel like didn't have that much of a dancing scene. But I think it's interesting that he like is able to have all these like very important topics and able to put it together and make it be humorous and everything. Basically, I say like alcoholism and depression. I mean, I like was looking at Letterboxd reviews because I like to do that, and like I didn't really realize that at first too. Like it's something that like, wow, I didn't like, you don't really realize when you're watching it. But the guy was suicidal because probably something with his like wife, or his wife left him. But then he had alcohol problems and he would get really drunk, and then he would only know Charlie when he was really drunk. And so like whenever he like woke up or something, he was like, who is this man? And it's so funny that like Charlie took that thing about like someone like, oh, being friends and like giving you everything 1 second, but not this. And it's not like bipolar, it's like alcoholism, and he was able to showcase that. And then it's so funny that like the guy's butler like didn't like didn't like Charlie, so he was just kind of doing whatever his boss said. And so when his boss was like, okay, let him in, like he would, but then when his boss was like, who is this person? He was like, get out, even though like he knew who he was. He was just like, I also think it's so crazy that you know it's like inflation is so bad because they're like, oh my god, $10, and like she owed $22 in rent. I wish that was how it is nowadays. I wish the rent was only $22. But I feel like in every single scene too, like Charlie just thinks of like, what funny thing could I do here? Like when they're eating, and like he's like, okay, I'm gonna like pretend like it's the noodles or whatever, and just like anything where it's like anything physically comedic. He always thinks that, and like, you know, the scene where he's like looking at the window and he like almost falls back into like that thing. You're like, oh my god. But also like he does it all in like one shot too. So he like it's like very like theater stage presence, because he has to like really think of like steps and everything. And something I was realizing is that there's a lot of these scenes, especially when they're outdoors or even party scenes, there's so many extras. And I feel like the extras do a good job too. And like, I feel like we don't have that kind of, obviously we have extras and scenes and stuff, but a lot of times the extras, you're just like, pretend like you're having a conversation or something. But these extras, like they're really moving and round and whatever else. I also feel like the acting is so much better in the 1930s, which is crazy because, you know, a lot of things like sports or technology or whatever, like over time, it's just gotten better because we've become smarter, we've become faster or whatever. I feel like acting has declined. I feel like every single actor, like then like they're so into, like they are literally their characters, like they're being their characters. And maybe like Charlie had like so many takes and then was able to like find a good take or something. But I feel like the acting nowadays is just not as strong. And I think it's probably because of the way they're acting, where they're not talking and it's just so physical or something. I don't know. But Charlie Chaplin films are really great, and people hate on them because they're silent films. But you know, as they said in film school, silent films are never silent because there's an orchestra. Like when they fill in the piano, they make piano sounds. They know what to do a little bit. And so Charlie Chaplin films are also like, what's so funny is because it's funny. It's like, I was like laughing, and I've seen this movie before at least once. So anyway, thank you guys for watching my review of City Lights, and make sure you comment your thoughts below. And then the movie for next week is Game Night from 2018. So comment your thoughts about City Lights, watch Game Night for next week. Thank you guys for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and bye.